Supreme Person. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhvamulam Adha Shakham Ashwatham Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Astam Veda Savedavid. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upwards and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. Adhas chordhavam prasritastasya shakha guna pravriddha vishaya pravala adhascha mulani anusantatani karmanubandini manushaloke. The branches of this tree extend downward and upward, nourished by the three modes of material nature. The twigs are the objects of the senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam. Na rupam asyeha tathopalabhyate nanto na chadir na cha sampratishtha ashwathama enam suviruddha moolam asanga shastrena dridena chitva tathapadam tat parimargi tavyayam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuya tam eva chadyam purusham prapadye yata pravritti Prashrata Purani. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down the strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha samagya gachanti amudha padam avyayam tat. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. Text number 6. Na tad abhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yat katva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. Translation. That supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by the fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. 7. मामेवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः षष्ठानि इन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Hare Krishna.
Which is the one? Number 7?
8, text 8.
Sariram yad avapnoti yachapi utkramastavara grihitavaitani samyati vayur gandam eva sayat. The living entity is in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another, as the air carries aromas. Thus he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another. Shrotam chakshu sparsanam cha rasanam granam eva cha adhistaya manaschayam visayan upasevate. The living entity, thus taking another grass body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects. Hare Krishna.
Utkramantam stitam vapi bunyanam vagonvitam vimudha na pasyanti jnana chakshusha. The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature. But those whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all of this. Yatanto yoginaschainam pasyanti atmani avastitam yatanto pi akratatmano nenam pasyanti achetasha. The endeavoring transcendentalists who are situated in self-realization can see all this clearly. But those whose minds are not developed and who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try to. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Text number 12. Yad aditya gatam tejo jagat bhasayate akhilam yad chandramasi yachagno tat tejo vidhina mamakam. Translation: the splendor of the sun which dissipates the darkness of this whole world comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of the fire are also from me. Text number 13. Gamavishya bhutani dharayamyah mojasaha Kṛṣṇa chaushadhi sarva somo bhutva rasatmakaha. I enter into each planet, and by my energy they stay in orbit. I become the moon and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetables. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachami Annam Chaturvidham. I am the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entities, and I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming, to digest the four kinds of foodstuff. Sarvasya chaham kriti sannivishto madda smriti jnanamapohanam cha vedaischa sarver ahameva vidyo vedanta kritveda videva chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, I'm Sulas Prabhu. Want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam everyone. Tvavai vimo purishau loke ksharas chakshara evacha shara sarvani bhutani kutasto kshara uchyate. There are two classes of beings, the fallible and the infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible. And in the spiritual world, every living entity is called infallible. 17. Uttama Purushatvanya Paramatmeti Uddahrita Yo Lokatrayam Avishya Bibarti Avyaya Ishvara. Besides these two, there is the greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, the imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them.
Vaishnavi Mataji, you want to read, please? You have to unmute yourself. Yes.
So, 17th I read, is that correct?
No, 18 and 19.
Okay. Yasmaksharam atitoham aksharaadapi chottamah atosmi loke vede cha pratitah purushottamah. Because I am transcendental, beyond both the fallible and the infallible, and because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as that supreme person. Yo mamevama sammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvaved bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service of me, O son of Bharata.
Thank you so much. Yes, Bipul Prabhu, want to read?
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandava Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, text 20. Yeah.
Yes.
Iti gujyatamam shastram idam uktam maya naga itad buddhava buddhimam shayat krito kritascha bharata. Translation: this is the most confidential part of the Buddhic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands, sorry, Guruji. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Tat Sat Iti Śrīmad-Bhāgavad-Gītāšu Upanishadšu Yoga Shastre Brahma Vidyayam Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Purushottam Yogo Nama Panchodasha Adhyayaha. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta translations to the 15th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavad Gīta in the matter of the Yoga of the Supreme Person. So thank you so much to all the Vaishnavas for reading and for joining today's discussion. So we are starting to read Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam now. And last few days we have been discussing about the prayers of Lord Brahma. So continuing with the verse where we stopped yesterday in the prayers of Lord Brahma, we will start from text number 18 today. To read chapter 14 of Canto 10, the prayers of Lord Brahma of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is very, very auspicious and recommended, especially in this month of Purushottama. So in that spirit, we will try to read this chapter. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narnarayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtake. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Paramananda Pathaya Premavarshi Aksharayate Sarvada Sarvasevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namastate. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Govardhanadharam Vande Gopala Goparupinam Gokula Utsavam Ishanam Govindam Gopika Priyam Vande Navaghana Shama Dvibhujam Muralidharam Pitambaradharam Devam Sharadam Purushottamam. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much once again for joining every day regularly to read Śrīmad-Bhagavad Gita, to read Bhagavatam. is no easy thing. To do anything spiritually with consistency is, needs a lot of enthusiasm, interest, and determination. So all of you are really great souls who are showing your enthusiasm, showing your sincerity by regularly joining to study Śrīmad-Bhāgavad and Bhagavatam. Okay, so let's start with the reading. It's of Canto 10, Chapter 14, Prayers, Lord Brahma's Prayers to Lord Krishna. Text number 18. So in the last few verses, Brahma has been very remorseful. He is acknowledging he did a mistake. He is very repentant about it. He is asking forgiveness for his mistake, like a child. He made a mistake, and Krishna is like the father. So please forgive me. So let's study the next verse. Adyaiv tvadrite sya kim mama nate mayatvam adarshitam ekosi parthamam tato vrajas suhridvatsai samastapi tavantoasi chaturbhujastad akhilah. Hare Krishna. Sorry. Akhilah sakama mayo pasitam tavanit eva jaganti abhustat amitam brahmadavyam shishyate. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada disciples ki Jai. Have you not shown me today that both you yourself and everything within this creation are manifestations of your inconceivable potency? First you appeared alone, and then you manifested yourself as all of Vrindavan's calves and cowherd boys, your friends. Next you appeared as an equal number of four-handed Vishnu forms, who were worshipped by all living beings, including me. And after that, you appeared as an equal number of complete universes. Finally, you have now returned to your unlimited form as the Supreme Personality, Supreme Absolute Truth, one without a second. Purport: as stated in the Vedic literature, Sarvam Khalavidam Brahma. Everything that exists is an expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, everything is ultimately part and parcel of the Lord's spiritual existence. By Lord Krishna's causeless mercy, Lord Brahma personally experienced that all existence, being the potency of God, is not different from Him. So, Lord Brahma continues his prayers, and he is basically telling in this verse that you have shown that everything is ultimately your expansion, whether it is the universes, unlimited universes, whether it is the cowherd boys, the calves, or anything else for that matter. Because ultimately we have discussed this, and Lord Brahma actually only prays in Brahma Samhita that Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. He is the absolute truth. He is the Adi. Adi means the original. He is the Adi Purusha. He is the original person. He is Purushottama, we are reading every day. He is the topmost Purusha, or the topmost person. So, whether it is the demigods, whether all living beings, and Brahmaji is saying, including myself, so Brahmaji also is part of Krishna's creation. We discussed that yesterday through Garbhodakshai Vishnu and appearing through lotus flower. So, and then finally, you have now returned to your unlimited form as the supreme truth. So Krishna is, yet he is present in everything. He is not different, yet he is always present. He is still not in them. So through his energies he is present, through his expansion he is present, but yet he is always present in his eternal form, in his Nitya Leela. He is always in Goloka Vrindavan. So this is the simultaneously presence and not present aspect of the Lord. So ultimately Lord Brahma is mentioning that, oh my Lord, you are the supreme cause. You are the cause of everything. Everything is your expansion. So any other comments or any questions in this text? Any additions? Okay, so it's Friday. Who has not read so far any verse this week? Please raise your hand so you can get a chance to read. Yes, Sudhir Prabhu, you can read. And then others also, keep your hands raised if you have not read any verse this week, so you can also get a chance to read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam, and Krishna devotees, Dandot Pranam, all close to Srila Prabhupada. Text number 19. Ajanatam tvat padavim anatmane atmatmana bhasi vitayamayam sastva ivaham jagato vidhana ivatvam he santo iva trinetra. Translation and purport by disciples of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Disciples ki jai. Translation. To persons ignorant of your actual transcendental position, you appear as part of the material world, manifesting yourself by the expansion of your inconceivable energy. Thus, for the creation of this universe, you appear as me, Brahma. For its maintenance, you appear as yourself, Vishnu. And for its annihilation, you appear as Lord Trinetra, Lord Shiva. Purport. Although the impersonal Mayavadi philosophers think that the demigods are illusionary, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu are stated here to be the expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and are thus real. Indeed, they are the extraordinarily powerful controllers of the universe. The ultimate truth is a supreme and beautiful person, and thus, throughout the creation of God, we will always find the personal touch. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and so wonderful translation and purport. So here we can see that Lord Brahma is, very humble, and he's telling that you appear to be the part of the material world, and you expand yourself as Lord Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and you actually do everything, all creation, maintenance, and annihilation. But sometimes the credit also goes to Brahma and Shiva, although we know that Brahma is the secondary creator. But in the purport, it also mentions that Mayavadi philosophers, think that demigods are illusionary, and Lord Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu are stated here. It clearly states that they are the expansions of the Lord Kṛṣṇa himself. So the ultimate truth is the supreme and beautiful person, and thus throughout the creation, God will always have fine touch. So for pure devotees, they know that everything belongs to the Lord. But for Mayavadis, they just think, okay, it's shunyam, or it's basically the Brahma Jyoti philosophy. That's what I understood, Prabhuji. Please, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And so many people do not accept the personal form of God. So many people worship some ordinary mountain as God. Some people worship tree as God. Not any tree, not every, or not tree like Tulsi, or not a Govardhan mountain. That's of course very special. Govardhan is not different from Krishna, but some people, just as worship. Some people worship sun as the supreme Lord because it's very powerful. I mean, there is some rationale to it, but it is incomplete rationale. It is not the absolute rationale because they think like if I also have two hands, I also have two eyes and two legs. What's the big deal in worshipping Krishna? He also has two legs. He also has two eyes. Dui bhujam, Murali Dharam. I also like to play some instrument. He is playing his Murli. What's the big deal? He's like me. That's the whole thing. Brahmaji got confused. So, but if we see someone very powerful, oh, sun, it's such enormous energy. I cannot even see sun. How much energy is it coming? So sun god must be great. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, we just read, who is the energy of the Adityas? Text number 12 in chapter 15. We just read, just now we read, Yat Aditya Gatam Tejo, that the splendor of the sun, the splendor of the moon is coming from me only. So we cannot understand that through our blunt senses. That all these demigods, whether Brahma, Vishnu, Lord Shiva, they are not false. Number one, they are not false. They are real, as Prabhupada the disciples are mentioning here. And Prabhupada mentioned that multiple places. So if someone is worshipping them, it is incomplete. It is, as Bhagavad Gita says, that bhajatam avidhi purvakam. Those who are worshipping the demigods, it is incomplete because I can touch my nose directly, but I can, move around and around and around and try to grab my nose. You'll say it's improper way of grabbing your nose, right? So if Krishna is willing, is ready to give us his complete mercy, then why don't we take it? So intelligent people, they take to Krishna consciousness. Others, they may, worship some Indra, some Chandra, some Surya, or some mountain, ordinary mountain, or some sky, or some ocean. And many people, they worship all these things, or just some ordinary tree. But ultimately, who's the hand, who's the mastermind, who's the creator behind all this is our dear Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna. Any other comments anyone has?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I was wondering if, like, the Mayavadis or the devotees who worship the demigods, if they would get any merits without Krishna's sanction.
They would ultimately, a leaf cannot move without Krishna's sanction. So the demigods who are giving those powers to people, whether it is wealth, whether it is job, or any form of desires which they are fulfilling, it is ultimately a leaf cannot move without. So without Krishna's sanction, nothing can happen. So, but Krishna also says that if you approach demigods, I will nourish your faith to you continue to worship them. Because that's what you want. If you approach the Supreme Person for 2 cents, he'll say that's not the right thing to do, but if that's what you want, I'll give you 2 cents only. Right? Are you really sure you want 2 cents? No, I'm sure, I know better. He'll say, okay, then take 2 cents. But if you say, Krishna, I don't know what's right for me, you give me the best thing you have, then he will give bhakti. Even if he approached demigods, the demigods, we don't know what actually is best, who is best. please guide us to the topmost person and the topmost thing. Then Prabhupada mentions in Canto 4 where Lord Shiva will take them to Kṛṣṇa, or the demigods will also take that person to Kṛṣṇa, because they are much more intelligent than us. We are fool. I am fool, but they are intelligent. If someone approaches demigod, please take us to the best person, the best, your master. If you ask Hanumanji, please take us to your master, whom will he take us to? Lord Ram. If we ask Lord Shiva, please take us to the person you worship all the time, whom will he take us to? He'll take us to Lord Shiva Krishna. Or Brahmaji, what is he doing now? If we ask Brahmaji, I don't know who is best. Please take us to the best person. Whom will he take us? Lord Krishna. All these are his words. Does that answer, Prabhu, your question?
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any other comments, questions, additions? Okay.
Hare
Let's
Krishna
read.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Because
Yeah,
we are
please
reading
speak.
the text 15, chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita, I am thinking of the last, the 19th verse. Yomam eva sammudo janati purushottamam sa sarva vidbhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. So I was thinking this, whoever knows me as Purushottama is the knower of everything. So even Brahma had doubt on this. And because of this, all these pastimes had happened. So I was just thinking this verse is so important. Like just this, if we just meditate on this verse, like he's the Purushottama, and if we can surrender unto him, our life is complete.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Very nice. Very nice. How you referred to 1519. Thank you so much. Very nice comment. Okay, Umesh Prabhu, you want to read next verse, please?
Hare Krishna. Text 20. Sure Shu Shishvisha Tathaiva Nurushvapi Tiryakshu Yada Swapi Te Janasya Janma Satam Durmad Nigrahaya Prabho Vidhata Sadanugrahaya Cha. Translation and purport by His Divine Graces Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, disciple, teacher. O Lord, O Supreme Creator and Master, you have no material birth, yet to defeat the false pride of the faithless devas and show mercy to your saintly devotees, you take birth among the demigods, sages, human beings, animals, and even the aquatics. Among the demigods, Lord Krishna appears in such forms as a Vamandeva, among the sages as a Parashurama, among human beings as Lord Krishna himself and as Lord Ramchandra, and among animals as the boar incarnations. Lord Krishna appears among the aquatics as Matsya, the gigantic fish. Indeed, the plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead are innumerable, as the Lord relentlessly comes down within the universe to smash the false pride of the atheists and show mercy to the saintly devotees. In other sense, the Lord never appears since He exists eternally. His appearances is like that of the sun, which is always present in the sky, but which periodically appears to our vision. Hare Krishna, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. very nice words of this shloka, that Lord Krishna appears in multiple incarnations amongst Sureshu. So as the Bahuvachan is used, the plural form is used. Sura means the demigods or the, and Rishi. Rishi means the sages. So Narishu, amongst the human beings. Nara means human. And Triyakshu, Tiryakshu, amongst the animals. Yadashu, amongst the aquatics. So basically, Krishna appears in multiple forms because he's the cause of everything. So people say, well, hey, how can your God have half man and half lion? How come you're worshipping Nrsimhadev? How come you're worshipping Varadev or Kurmadev or other Matsyadev? So, well, ultimately everything is Krishna's creation. So who am I to put a bar? The Lord has to appear in this form only. The Lord can appear in any form. He will. He's the absolute truth. He'll work on his terms, not my terms. So why does he appear? Bhagavad Gita also says, Paritranayam sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Very, very famous verse, very, very often quoted. So here also it's same. Ajanasya, he does not take birth. Like the sun is born in the morning. Do we say, hey, sun is born? We don't say sun is born. We say sun has appeared. Sun rises. It is not born. So it's like the Lord is also appearing and disappearing and doing unlimited pastimes. And sometimes it's perceptible to our vision, sometimes not. So why does he appear or disappear? Asatam durmada nigrahaya, to curb the false pride of whom? Of the non-devotees. So basically, when Kamsa was full of pride, when Hiranyakashipu was full of pride, and then they were torturing others because of their false pride, the Lord appears. Very same to Vinashaya cha dushkritam, to kill the miscreants, because to be full of false pride is a demoniac quality. And what to speak of even the Lord may appear to curb the false pride of even devotee, and that's what happened in Brahma Vimohan Leela, or that's what happened in the Govardhan Leela. How Indra ek baar man Indra ko mariyo, nakh upar Govardhan dhariyo, naam padiyo giridhari, Radhe Sham Sham Sham. Once he killed the pride of Indra. Nakh upar Govardhan dhariyo. He lifted the Govardhan on his little finger of his left hand for 7 days and 7 nights. And Nama Padeo, what was his name? Giridhari, the lifter of Govardhan hill, the lifter of the mountain, Giri Govardhan. So basically that's the reason the Lord appears, to show the mercy upon the saintly devotees. Prahlad Ahlad Dadaini. What does that mean? We sing every day. Prahlad Ahlad. Ahlad means pleasure. Ahladini Shakti, the pleasure-giving potency. The one who gives pleasure to give pleasure to Prahlad. There are two meanings actually. The Lord gives pleasure to Prahlad and Prahlad gives pleasure to the Lord. So that's a reciprocal relationship between the Lord and his devotees. Prahlad, his name has Ahlad because he always gives pleasure to the Lord and to everyone. Not just pleasure, prakrishta rupin, intense pleasure. So the Lord appears as a human being in Lord Ramchandra, the Maryada Purushottam Lord Ram, as an animal like Lord Varadev, aquatic like Matsyadev, in multiple forms, Kurmadev, Narsinghadev, etc. So the Lord can choose to appear in any form. But is every fish Matsya? Is every tiger Nrsingadev? Is every boar Varadev? Or is every human Lord Ram? Certainly no. So that doesn't mean that we start worshipping every person or every fish as Lord Matsya or every person as Lord. That is actually the impersonalist conception or the Mayavad conception, quite similar to that everyone is God, or Daridra Narayan, which Prabhupada often quotes, everyone is Narayan. That is not the meaning here. The meaning is that there are a lot of things with which one can tell that this uh, is there are symptoms, there is mention in the by the scriptures, by the devotees, and there are so many other pastimes with which one can so all it is revealed in the shastras, revealed by the sadhus, revealed by the spiritual master. So that's what Lord Brahma is mentioning, basically thinking about all the incarnations of the Lord, that the Lord appears in multiple incarnations, like as mentioned here. Any comments, questions anyone has?
So Kunti also says a series of shlokas where she talks about Krishna's birth, So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. Bharavatarana bhuvana vivodadav. We need to get rid of all the burdens.
Thank you so much, Mataji. You want to read next verse, Mataji, please?
Okay, that 21. So, Koveti Bhuman Bhagavan Paratman Yogeshwaratvi Bhavatas Kva va katham va kati va kadeti Vistarayan Kridasi Yogamayam. You need to move the O Supreme Great One, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, Mystic of all mystic power. Your pastimes are taking place continuously in these three worlds. But who can estimate where and how and when you are employing your spiritual energy and performing these innumerable pastimes? No one can understand the mystery of how your spiritual energy acts. You want me to read the purport also? Okay. Purport. Brahma previously stated that Lord Krishna incarnates among the demigods, human beings, animals, fish, and so on. This does not mean, however, that the Lord is degraded by his incarnations. As Brahma clarifies here, no conditioned soul can understand the transcendental nature of the Lord's activities, which he enacts through his spiritual potency. Also, the Lord is Bhuman, the supremely great one. He is still Bhagavan, the supremely beautiful personality exhibiting pastimes of love in his own abode. At the same time, he is Paramatma, the all pervading soul, who witnesses and sanctions all the activities of conditioned souls. The Lord's multiple identity is explained in the term Yogeshwara. The Absolute Truth is the master of all mystic potencies, and although he is one and supreme, he manifests his greatness and opulence in many different ways. Such elevated spiritual matters can hardly be understood by foolish persons primitively identifying themselves with the insignificant material body. These conditioned souls, such as atheistic scientists, consider their own puffed up intelligence supreme. Gullibly placing their firm faith in material illusion, they are captured by the modes of nature and driven far away from knowledge of God.
Do you want to share something, Mataji? Thank you so much for reading.
So yeah, well, can I share the screen?
You want to share the screen? Okay. Yes, please try now.
Okay. So the very first line in the purport which said, or the previous shloka which we read which said something about that you have taken almost very similar. This is from Kunti's prayers. This is, and you yourself descend among animals, men, sages, and aquatics. Verily, this is bewildering. So I thought the same shloka kind of appears in two different places, almost the same. And also in the purport, let me see if I can get the purport. It says, such elevated spiritual matters can hardly be understood by foolish persons, primitively identifying themselves with the insignificant material body. And previously it said, although Lord is Bhuman, meaning something to do with having a material body. Isn't there is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita also which states the avajananti mamudha manushim tanamashrutam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. So that's all comes to my mind, nothing else. So
Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing your reflections and Kunti Mahārani's prayers. Thank you. Very, very important. One more important point here is that your pastimes are taking place continuously in the three worlds. So one of the words used is Nitya Leela, Nitya Dhama. So Nitya means eternal, continuously, non-stop. So we, because of our limited intelligence or alpamedasa, limited buddhi, limited intelligence, think that if someone is present here, then how can they be present there? We can't understand that. Like if Vishal Prabhu is present here, hearing Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then you cannot be present at your work. You cannot be present in the kitchen cooking. You cannot be present in your, playing with your sister. You cannot be present driving a car. So I'll try to limit that because Vishal can't do it, so no one can do it, right? That's because of, it is said that we try to see in our own perspective. But the Lord, even Brahmaji is saying, good luck trying to understand with your intelligence. He has 4 heads and his body is made up of intelligence. Out of the 8 elements, the main ingredient of this body is intelligence. So we have very little intelligence, Kali Yuga beings, Alpamedasa. So he could not understand Lord Krishna through his intelligence, what to speak of us or myself with very limited, very insignificant intelligence. We cannot understand Krishna. So therefore, we should not try to put our rationale on the Lord, because he is beyond all this logic. He's beyond this jnana. He's beyond our, for example, even like if 20 years back someone would have told that we all would be sitting like this and having, conversations with face to face, be seeing people from different parts of the world, people would have said, are you foolish? It's crazy. It's impossible. How can someone sitting 10,000 miles away be talking to like this as if you're just sitting in the same room? They would have said that, right? 50 years back, the computer size was as big as like one room. Now in one room, you can fit like 1 million computers. So it's a person with limited intelligence tries to seize everything in his or her own perspective. And that's the whole thing. We cannot understand Krishna through our intelligence, through our rationale, because he's unlimited. He's Parama Purusha. His pastimes are always happening. We cannot comprehend. Neither we should try to comprehend through our, but we just try to relish it. We just try to glorify it. That how dear, how special my Lord is. So no one can understand. It's a Brahma's words. No one can understand the mystery of how your spiritual energy acts. Later, earlier he said, myself, even Lord Shiva cannot understand. These are not ordinary persons. No. So we should never try to bind the Lord by our intelligence. But we can bind the Lord. How? Tvam bhakti damnasi maya nirodha. In the Chaurashtakam bhajan, Tvam bhakti damnasi. Damodara. Bhakti dam. Bhakti dam means the rope of devotion. Like how Mother Yashoda bound Kṛṣṇa, how Bilva Mangal Thakur bound Kṛṣṇa in his heart, how for millions and millions of kalpas, such a tight bond. So that is the way to become dear to the Lord. Then we can bind the Lord through the ropes of devotion, not through intelligence, not through our speculation, not through anything else. Any other comments or additions anyone has in this text?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I would like to actually share a small story. Maybe at the end I will share like a few minutes.
Yeah, it's almost 8:40, so you can share, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhuji. This is because I remembered this is Brahma is there, Lord Shiva is there, and also this is from Bhagavatam. So Narada Muni was always trying to search who is the best devotee in the whole, all the three planets. Then he was traveling everywhere on the earth. He saw a Brahmana who was in Prayag. He was always, worshipping. He saw him worshipping Shaligrama. Then he thought, wow, he's doing so nice, let me go and, then he goes to that Brahmana and says, oh, I see that you are doing so nicely, and, I have been watching for you more than an hour. But I think you are the best devotee. The Brahmana laughs. No, how can I be the best devotee? I do this only once a year for my father's, I think some day, this is a special day, so I have come. But I think, there is a king in South India. Go to him. He is the best devotee. So he goes to the best, because that king does Shaligrama worship every day. Then he goes, then he tells, oh, you're doing Shaligrama puja every day for a few hours, you're the best devotee. Then the king laughs, no, how can I be? I'm only doing one Shaligrama, but go to Lord Indra, he has Sahasra Aksha, and he has almost like, 330 crore demigods, are worshipping along with him to Supreme Lord. So I think, he has maybe a lot of Shaligramas. But Indra says, no, you know that, I got cursed. I am not the best devotee, because gopis cursed, sorry, not the gopis, uh, I have been cursed by many devotees. He says, go to, your father, Lord Brahma. He is the best devotee. Of course, it's a big story. I'm trying to cut it short. So he goes to Lord Brahma. Then Lord Brahma says, how can I be, you know that Brahma, Vimo, and Leela. In fact, Indra is better, because when Indra did, his act with Krishna, he brought all the devotees of Vrindavan under together. But in Brahma, Vimo, and Leela, I separated the devotees. So actually I incurred more sin than Brahma. So, then Narada Muni was little, always little frustrated. Then Brahma says, go to Lord Shiva. He is the Vaishnavanam Yata Shambho. So, then he goes to Lord Shiva. Then Lord Shiva says, this little bigger, but so Lord Shiva says, no, I am, managing the ignorant department. How can I be a best devotee? But, but we have to understand that, Lord Shiva is not in ignorance, but he is managing that department. Of course, so there are a few points, but I'll try to cut it short. But anyway, he says that uh, Lord Shiva directs to Prahlad Maharaj, because even uh, Prahlad was put into so many difficulties. He never left the name of Lord Narayana. So then Lord Prahlad, he goes to Prahlad. So Prahlad says that no, I am not the best devotee, because when I was in fire, I was just praying the Lord. But Hanuman is the best devotee. When he was put, fire to his tail, he used that fire also in the service of the Lord, and he burned the whole Lanka. Then again he went to Lord Hanuman. Hanuman. Hanuman said, "See, if I am the pure devotee, why will Lord leave me here? He made me Chiranjeevi, and I am in this material world all the time." So Pandavas are the, yeah, because Lord Krishna, Lord, always stays with them. Then he goes to Pandavas. Pandavas says that no, we always took service from Lord Krishna. We were never able to do any service to Krishna. Uddhava is the best devotee. Then he goes to Uddhava. Uddhava says that no, how can I be a best devotee? When I went to Vrindavan, the gopis, they opened my eyes. So then and then here Govardhan Giriraj is the best devotee, because Krishna put Govardhan on his head. Then again he goes to Uddhava. After Uddhava, yes, gopis. And then when they go to gopis, of course they say that no, Mother Yashoda, because she was able to tie gopas and gopis tie, but no one were able to untie. Then of course, but Uddhava says even better than Mother Yashoda is Radharani. And Radharani comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of both Radha and Krishna. So basically this was Narada's. In fact, in one of them I actually forgot. Brahma says, or Prahlad says, Prahlad says, how can I be a best devotee? You are my spiritual master, so you are the best devotee, something like that. So I just remembered this when we were discussing about this Brahma and Lord Shiva and all that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing this wonderful story that everyone wants to. A devotee never feels that he is a good devotee, but others are best. Very nice. I see one of my college friends has joined, Vikas Changra Prabhu. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Prabhu. This is my first time, so happy to join and see you again.
My fortune. Thank you. He's a very sincere person. He used to go together for the college programs and have nice prasadam, kirtan, dancing, chanting, fasting, feasting. So all those memories are echoing in my mind. Happy to see you. Try to join whenever possible.
Thank you, Prabhu, for sending the invite. It's always a pleasure to see you, and attend this session is also. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was not having too much sleep, but so I thought let me attend this session. Thank you.
Okay, so we will pause here. Tomorrow is Saturday here. So as you know, as already posted, Har Grace Narayani Mataji Srila Prabhupada disciple will be giving class tomorrow at 9 a.m. EST. So it's India 6:30 p.m. So please try to join. And then the following day, His Grace Adigatar Prabhu on Sunday will be giving class at 8 a.m. EST. Thank you so much. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samavita Gaura Bhaktarinda ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.